something I was completely wrong on. I can laugh at this now though. And this one, I rehearsed this segment actually a little bit earlier today because I was like, I'm gonna get a little emotional because like I thought about it and I kept thinking about it and I'm like, wow, that's what it looks like. So about 8 years ago now, no, 7 years ago, I'm sorry. 6 years ago. Yeah. 6 years ago, spring training. So about the 2011 season. I was on Xbox Live, paid for the full year. And I was tied with one of my Xbox friends. And we were both watching ESPN at the time. Like we would flip between playing the game and watching SportsCenter. And Buster Olney said about a certain player, said he might be the best player in baseball already. Me and my friend laughed. And I mean, we laughed really hard. We thought it was outrageous. We thought it was just blasphemous. And this is at the same year. What you think about this? Same year Bryce Harper came up. And there was Albert Pujols was still in his prime. Miguel Cabrera was great. I mean, there's a lot of great players. And so we just laughed. The player we laughed at was Mike Trout. Let me show you how smart me and my friend are and how well we know sports. That guy that we laughed at and said, no way is he the best player in baseball. Well, in the time since we laughed at him, let's see, 326, 30 home runs, 83 RBIs, 323, 27 home runs, 97 RBIs, including a 49 stolen base season, 287, 36 and 111, 299, 41 and 90, 315, 29 and 100, and this year he's batting 352 with 12 home runs, 27 RBIs, and 7 stolen bases.
Check his P.
So as right as I feel like I was on Kawhi Leonard, we were clearly dead fucking wrong on Mike Trout. And the thing that's going to suck about Mike Trout is like, the Angels are so bad, but this dude is that great. I mean, like, there is, when you talk to old people and they're like, oh, well, you never saw such and such, and that's why you don't really know what greatness is because this guy was great and he was before his time, and you guys just don't know him, and you're young and you're stupid millennials. I truly feel bad for anyone born like 7-8 years from now because they're not going to see Mike Trout, who's officially in like, I don't even know what kind of air you put him in. Like, I was talking with another one of my friends the other day, and I'm like, he might really be the greatest player ever. And like, it sounds blasphemous, but it's like, if you take a guy's peak of his career when he's really at the top of his game, tell me someone who's better. I always used to think maybe not the greatest ever, but there were 3 guys I was really sad I didn't get to watch in real time because I think it was truly a transcendent sports experience. Cheating or not, Barry Bonds on an everyday basis, I think was something special. I think Barry Sanders was something special. And I also believe that, excuse me, apologize for that. Yeah. Puke. Damn it. Sanders, Bonds, and then in basketball, I think it was something to watch Magic in his prime. I think those are the 3 guys who are truly transcendent players, transcendent eras, just transcendent television. Getting to watch them or see them live was something special. Mike Trout's in that class. This dude has like I was once again like he might be a 600 player, which besides Barry Bonds, who's been completely disqualified because he turned into a superhuman. Thank you, steroids. A 600 player is almost unfathomable. That is if you played 20 years. 20 years, which in baseball is so hard to do because even though it's not the physically demanding sport like football is, most people don't even break into the major leagues until like 22, 23. So to play a 20-year career, you'd have to be 42, 43 by the end of it, and you'd have to average every year 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. This guy is... I never thought that, like, I will always say Albert before him. It was Albert Pujols. I didn't think I was going to see another one of him. Albert Pujols was so transcendently great. He's only had 2 years where he hasn't hit 30 home runs, which is an insane stat. He was like a 330 batting average for the majority of his career until the last 2-3 years where he fell off. Like, was such a great all-time player. I mean, guys were just scared shitless of him. Like, he got intentionally walked, second to only Barry Bonds. Ken Griffey, as far as like when I watched highlights and old film of guys, I'm like, that's what the greatest player ever looks like. And Ken Griffey got to 600 home runs, and he missed like 200 games due to injuries. Like, he could be the home run king. Mike Trout's better than both of them. And I no longer even think it's close. He can hit for just as much power as either of them. He could run just like Ken Griffey. He's in a complete different league than Albert Pujols when it comes to running. Plays center field just as well as Griffey does. And he doesn't get hurt. Which is the one thing that, would separate him from Griffey is the durability. Griffey threw his body around everywhere, which is great for highlights, not great for his team or great for his, sustaining success. Like, he's only been in the playoffs once. But he's still, and I mean, it's not even close anymore. Like, there's guys trying to argue, like, in other sports, like, is this guy, who's the second best quarterback to Brady? And it's like, you can make some arguments. Who's the second best player to LeBron? And make some arguments. There was no argument to who was the second best player in baseball. It does not matter. It is such a far drop off. Clayton Kershaw is all-time great. Mike Trout's on even on another level than him. Like, he could retire right now. He'd be in the Hall of Fame. And he's 25. When he was my age, he hit 36 home runs and 111 RBIs. I'm going to be 23 this year. He hit 41 home runs, got 90 RBIs. It sucks that he's in baseball, and it's the only sport you can't really just lift a team up by being that great. But this man is every bit of that great. This man is every bit of has a chance to be the greatest player of all time. And I truly feel sorry for people that will not get to see him. I've made it a goal. Like, he's one of my, next time he comes to San Diego, I'm going to that Padre game. I will buy tickets for all 3 of those Padre games. And the Angels suck and the Padres suck.
Shut up.
But that man, that's something special. Like, I don't even have enough words to talk about like how incredibly special this man is. Like, he's going to be he has a chance to be in the 200 home run club by 26. That's absurd. And his contemporary Bryce Harper was the LeBron of the baseball. He was the chosen one. He was what they're supposed to look like. And he's been outclassed in every single way by Mike Trout. The first year when Harper had his MVP year, they're like, did he close the gap? He's not even close. It's Grand Canyon and Yellowstone are the 2 biggest chasms we have on Earth. Do you want to call them that? That's about the space between Mike Trout and Bryce Harper. That's about the space between Mike Trout and every other person living playing baseball right now. Appreciate that man.